The controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy, the controversy. What is this? Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go here. I said I will continue on. They said, well, brother, right here, we're going to make you a supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I say, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still is. The grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. What is this? Today we're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The chief minister ain't this. The chief minister that. I didn't form nothing. Nothing. All I did was continue what was trying to be discontinued. 1995, Supreme Grand Council that is, stood up and say the proper grand body is no more. And I said, no, Joe, that won't go. No, Joe, that won't go. That won't go here. And I said I will continue on. They said, well, brother, right here, we're going to make you a supreme member of the Supreme Grand Council. I said, all is well with that idea. Well, guess what? The grand body still, but the grand body still is the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. We're talking about the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. The controversy, the controversy. What is this round?
One, really one. Live and present praises to Allah. Give honor to Allah and the person, the Holy Prophet, who is the Son of Allah made manifest, to whom letters was written. He said, I know thou art. So who is written? Son of Allah. Bismillah, Bismillah, and welcome to another. That's a mean, interesting. Another night, if the truth be told. You know, I'm gonna start tonight. I had a mean crosstalk. By crosstalk, do we mean debate? By crosstalk, we mean argument. You know, and it was so out there. I was talking to three members who, pardon me, and they say, Chief Minister, you ain't giving the brother a chance to repent. What if he repented? You wouldn't know he repented, you don't see him. I said, I didn't know he was sinning and I didn't see him. The brother lied to me for years. I say, how do you know a man except for by his worth? How you know a man by his worth is by what he's worth. You know, the prophet made it crystal clear. He said, man meant it not his own fault. Check that one out. The prophet said, he has been an enemy, cannot be a friend, because man meant it not his fault. That's a cold position. Now think about that position. The prophet said that. It's in every Quran. He that became an enemy cannot become a friend. Because man meant it not his fault. So what y'all make y'all think that this? I was telling them, what makes y'all think this person has made it his fault? Well, his members are saying such and such. I'm like, they trying to see some good in him. They supposed to be trying to see some good in him. They supposed to believe he repented because they ain't ready to lose him. They're not ready to give up. Why are they ready to give up an evil man? That's the question. That's what I was asking the Moses arguing with me today. I said, that's the question. They said, well, you was hooked on crack. I said, yes, I was for 8 months. Then I came back for 3 years as a drug counselor. Think about that. 8 months, I was hooked on crack. 3 years, and that's 3 times how many months? That's 3 times 12, right? 3 times 12 is 36 months. So I was what? I was helping people in the same field of devil that I was caught up in, more so than I was hooked. Think about that. I ain't never made. They said, well, no, what if people start saying you was a crackhead? I said, they still do. Suzanne Washington Hill, I never forget her. I got her letter. She wrote to brother, I wouldn't trust Brother Rael because, you know, he was hooked on crack and stuff. She didn't know. I told her husband at that time, who was all of him, I told him, he told her, and she's going to use it against me. And this is how I whooped her with it. I said, sister, since you're so against brothers being in prison and being hooked on drugs, why do you go into the prison? Why are you going into prison? Why do you have a prison ministry if you don't trust them brothers? Now, anybody know what all of them passed a law that you had to be on the streets 3 years after you left the prison to get to be an adept. And the people that was voting was not to become adept, was ex-cons themselves. Right now, Brother R. Jones Bay is an ex-convict. And he don't even write to people in prison no more. He too good to write to people in prison. I get thing all day long. Sister told me from his office, we would tell him, let us answer the letter. He said, no, leave them. They're in prison. He forgot he was in prison. I haven't. What's your record? What's your record? If you know it's a lying and thief for over 15 years or most of your life, how you just gonna turn around and have a heart attack or somebody hit you in the head or you fall down the steps and all of a sudden you say, I changed. But you ain't changed your ways. Yeah, I like to cross talk with these moms. Because you know it was enlightening. And it gives you a reason to hold in-depth conversations about short stuff. Because we got to remember what the prophet said. I'll be surprised if a more do the right thing. Only way a more do the right thing is what? By pouring to the sword. So who y'all gonna say lying? Me or the prophet? And I'm saying what the prophet said. I'm doing what the prophet said do. You know, I'm in my mid-70s now. So most of the people y'all hold up, I knew 30 years ago, 40 years ago. I remember the brother wrote the book, the questionnaire, where he put the woman carrying the prophet out the water. And he said on the cover, don't worship the man, worship the first teacher. And I said, Negroes, you crazy? You changed the prophet questionnaire. Now the prophet ain't carrying the woman out the cares of the world. The woman carrying the prophet out the cares of the world. Dawu Aliyah. I said, where you get that from? And these are the brothers that made the duck, y'all call him the Duke, that made Cujo. If the truth be told, who can you trust? Now, I did something tonight I did once before, about 10 years ago. I showed my repertoire. I showed my I forgot what you call it. My record. My resume is the most say. Well, I done sit and talk with governors. I done sit and talk with mayors of the city. I done talk with the top people of the Nation of Islam and sat on stage with them when we was talking. I done just sit, I wasn't just a seat filler, but I sat on the stage with them and we talked. Brother Raya, what do you think of such and such? Sheikh Raya, woo, woo, woo. Y'all go over there and just have a picture. Say, the Mighty Moorish brothers over there in the corner in the dark, sitting in aisle 57.
I understand you.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. I can see y'all got great hopes. Y'all got expectation. That's a blessing. You know. Now y'all got trust in the man that ain't right, but the man that's right you don't trust. Now I gotta ask you, what type of understanding do you possess? What's your Islam? Now I don't talk about a prophet, only right will do. And I talk, you can't be yes and no at the same time. How is it that you can be yes and no at the same time? But you know what the Quran says? I forgot what surah. The Quran says Satan shall make bad look good and good look bad. Think about that. Allah has told the world Satan gonna make good look bad and bad look good. I remember the first time I ate some pork after I became a Muslim. Let me tell you, I never forget it. It's about 5 or 7 years I didn't eat no pork. No pork. I read everything I was buying. Any pork agreement, I wouldn't touch it. I didn't taste pork when I was a crackhead. People say, man, go ahead and eat that. That's pork. I can't eat that. Well, you get high, I say I'm a bad mo, but I'm a good Muslim. A lot of people didn't know me. I used to tell them it all the time. I'm a bad mo, but I'm a good Muslim. I'm not going against Allah like that. And I remember I went to the sister and brother house, and they was officers. I was the only non-officer in the house. There was national secretaries, national muftis, grand governors, assistant grand governors. I went to the house to eat. And I'm one of those brothers, that really can't tell the difference between pork and stuff. And so I said, sister, this tastes like my mama food. And she just smiled and grinned. And then when I got there, I said, sister, can you give me some more of this? She said, you're a brother. Go help yourself. You're a brother now. You one of us. So I got up and went in the kitchen, took the top off the pot. I said, oh my God, it's pork. Pigtails and stuff up in there. Pig fat. And I never forget what they said. Mo, take the ORT and compound. Prophet said, whatever you want born with, ORT and compound. I said, why would I do that? Why would I take poison willfully and then throw the cure up? That don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. And from that day on, I never ate at their house. I never ate at their house. I came over there one time and had a Christmas tree up. I ate the peppermint sticks. They had a white angel on top of the Christmas tree. And I said, I thought we were supposed to be Muslims. I thought we were supposed to be Islamic. Don't get me wrong. I just told some people today when I looked in the prophet's record, the prophet at 3810 South Wabash, not 3810, 3140 South Indiana Avenue. The prophet gave toys away on Christmas. And he had a Christmas tree up. That made me rethink that. The prophet had a Christmas tree up in the temple. He's giving away toys to addicts. But he told the Moors, our Christmas is when? January the 8th. His birthday. You know, I read it's back.
Yes, sir.
This is what it says. This letter is written October the 17th, 1928. To the members of the Moorish Scientific of America, Islam. This is instruction from your prophet, Noble Juali. Be faithful to your forefathers, divine and national creed, that you will be blessed for your good deeds that you sow in the flesh. Allah is the one judge the world. His judgment is now on. But the weak comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. So says Allah. So says Allah to his divine prophet, Juali. That's why many have hearts to turn to stone. Many have eyes to see but cannot see, ears to hear but cannot hear. Least they be confounded of their sins. These are trying hours now, dear Moors. Every evil spirit is moving, trying every weak mind to overthrow, drag out the true foundation, and to cause confusion in the minds of the ones that do believe. But if you have the true love of Allah and the spirit of your forefathers, you fear not what you hear or see, but sacrifice to the utmost of your very life to protect your movement and your profit. Watch your enemies, dear Moors. Your enemies are the ones that come and speak against your prophet and ridicule the very lowest, and the ones that speak against your divine and national principles of your temple. Act according, and Allah will bless you for your good work. Peace, your divine prophet, Noble Juali. This is written October the 17th. I want y'all to think about that date. Think about October the 17th, 1928. What was going on? That was the very first convention. That was the second day of the very first convention. Not only was the second day of the very first convention, it was the date that the prophet set aside the grand body and the Supreme Grand Council. It stated that the first sitting of the Supreme Grand Body, immediately was appointed the Supreme Grand Chief. Mind y'all, October 16th, the prophet said, tomorrow I'm going to appoint 7 men tried and true and accepted by you. Is it still on my screen? Then went black.
Oh, you're back. We're back.
October 16th, was the day that the prophet took the Moorish flag, wrapped around Sister Grace Hill, took the American flag, wrapped around Brother McAfee Morrison Hill, stood up, kissed them in their forehead, stood up and say, I hereby declare that you are a nation. All this on October 16th. But y'all still saying we're a movement. Y'all keep saying we're a movement. Y'all don't even understand the language. Things change. The prophet said, I got my numbers. This is why the brothers that tried to sue me indirectly, like Braswell Bay and them, the judge told them they was wrong and couldn't do it. This is why Jones Bay paid $11,687.88 not to go to court. Think about that. Pardon me. If I ain't who I say I am, why are you afraid to talk to me? Why are you afraid to man up? You've been taking everybody else to court. They got a record for taking everybody to court to sue him, but me. I wonder why. I wonder why they paid $11,687.88 not to go to court. Not to step in the courtroom and say, oh, I face Raul. Think about that. Braswell Bay snuck and tried to take me to court. He tried to get a judicial default against me. I should tell y'all something. My ex-members and the members I kick out the temple become y'all generals. Not just y'all foot soldiers, but they rise to y'all rank within a year. They come in your organization, your more scientific America, as punks and faggots and work up kings. Think about that. We have to ask ourselves those tough questions. Why? Why are you afraid to debate with me? I see these same brothers debate with everybody. The Nation of Islam, the Sunni Muslim Committee, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, the burglar. What is the Hamburglar? King of the Tunas, El Taco Loco. They don't come on my show. Only people try to come on my show, they think they're clever. They're my ex-members. Send me pictures of penises and stuff. Well, you shouldn't open it up. Well, how I didn't know it was a penis? Then he turn around and say, if it had a vein in the penis, a big vein in the penis, it wasn't mine. So why you send it to me? They even stupid when they call themselves being clever. But anyway, let's see. Anybody got any questions over there, Mom?
No, sir.
Anybody said anything?
No, just our members checked in.
Now you would think. I remember his brother told me that Braswell Bay told him that I married two homosexuals together, two men. And the brother said he couldn't believe it. I said, why didn't you believe it? He said, Braswell Bay had pictures of that. Braswell Bay had it all over the neighborhood. I said, he talked that stuff. I said, the last people I married, he talking about was his members. One was pregnant. I didn't reach down and see if they had what they had. But this way before you had your transgender people out here. This is back in the, I think that was 2000. No, I went in 2000. That was like 1990 something. I was like, okay. Brother said, they said, you run your mouth too much, Ryo. For somebody to say you married two men, you did this and that wrong, because they'd have brought it up. I said, I know. You can't bring up what you can't find up. Think about that. I was reading letters where I said with the governor sent letters, the mayors. I used to get calls from people, and they would tell me, why he burned us in our forehead making us hide there? I said, I don't even know why you went for that. And all types of sisters called and tell me stuff. I had brothers contact me and said, we're taking charges, bringing charges against this brother. Well, you going to join us, Brother Rael? I said, hell no, I'm going to bring charges against you. How you going to bring charges against him and you just as wrong as he is? Brother Rael, how we going to get, man, you done wrote a book talking about a questionnaire showing the prophet being carried out the water and said, don't worship the man, worship the first teacher. You didn't change the whole questionnaire. But anyway, we're working on a theme for this year. This is 2026. And what we're working on some lawsuits and some things, and we need some sponsors. We need some people that's going to put up $100 for the next 6 months, every other month. So that means they gave up $300 in a 6 month period to sponsor our lawsuits. But what we get out of it, Brother Rael, those people that agree to this and work with this and our lawsuit, we want to have a parameter. What if we only get $5 million? Okay. We're going to set $100,000 or something, $1 million aside, and divide that up with the people that donated. You put up $300, but you get back $2,000, $3,000. That should be worth something to you. That's better. Everybody else ain't giving you nothing. I got a mo now working on that, drawing up those paperwork. So we ain't doing nothing without you, the sponsors getting something out of it. That's what we're working on. Well, our sponsors get something out of it. Besides, I helped them, man. See, there's a lot of things we're working on for 2026. We're working on the fact that it should take 16 secretaries to register members in the temple. So we're working on that. I got some paralegals, Moors as paralegals, that's working with me on this thing. I gave them the charge last week, and we're going to see what's going on. So, anybody got something to say now?
No, they're just checking on Islam. That's all they're saying. Okay. Yes, sir.
So think about what I'm saying. We want to form a council, a Moors council of consciousness. What do we mean by it? It's like the FCC. You know, if a person going to be on the internet, Facebook, talking crazy, talking about the difference between Moors and Moors, we should address that. I was watching this one sister. I remember she was a hell of a Moabitist. All she talked. We even had on one of our blog talk radio shows. She ain't saying nothing more now. She done got married to some brother. He conscious, she conscious. But she ain't no more. Why is that? See, that's the thing. You only a mo as long as you getting gratification from somebody else. I'm a mo, I get my gratification from the higher self. To know that I am one with all. I ain't never had that feeling before. Till I became a mo. I felt good when I was a gangbanger. I was following this mo. I was following that brother. But think about it. When I gave myself finally, utmostly to Allah, that is Allah, I ain't had no other serious problem. Healthful problems you're gonna have. You get old, you're gonna get them. I've been shot 5 times. I've been stabbed. And I just look at things. Yes, I look at things, brothers and sisters. Who are you? What are you really about? When you can't look at yourself in the mirror and honestly say, I'm gonna be a motor the day I die. I'm gonna be a defender of the gospel. I'm gonna be a defender of what the prophet brought and the prophet to the day I die. I'm gonna die a Moorish American Muslim. Some brothers tell me, the brother said, yeah, he a Moorish Muslim. I said, okay. I can't argue with that. But I know you about what you practice, not what you say, but what you do. The prophet said, you know the tree by the fruit it bears. Jesus once walked into a fig tree, it didn't bear nothing, and he condemned it. It was a fig tree, but it did not produce no figs. Now we're gonna close out at 9:15. So that means we got 10 minutes left. Anybody want to say something? The number is 888-361-2499. That's 888-321-2499. Now this door that we're doing is open up to all the strong, willful-minded Moors. All those that have dedicated their life to being a Moorish American for real. Whether you are ex-member here or whatever, we even open up the door for you. The door of return. The door of sincerity and truth. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the opportunity of repentance. The prophet said if somebody that went astray and find out where they went astray and they want to return, you have to accept them back under the laws of return. The laws of good behavior. Recommended by somebody that's in good time. Those that left us and became a foe and did not remain a friend, you have a hard time getting back. But it's not to say you can't get back. So, law governs all events for real. What is it that you want? You know, Allah favors those that follow him, follow his prophet to death is not unknown, knowing truth. The upright, independent man, who's fearless, who follow prophet to death is not unknown, knowing certain. You may not see it, but you know it's there. You may not be here with the victory, but you know it's coming. Pressure don't bust a pipe, brothers and sisters. Pressure make diamonds too. Don't you think it's time for y'all to stop being busted pipes? Don't you think it's time for you to walk upright, independent, and fearless? It's better to walk as fear than be walking in fear, afraid of everything. Like a dog with his tail tucked. Allah is God, Moses. What y'all say? Anybody say something? You're looking hard.
Just one individual with a bunch of nonsense.
What do you say? Put his nonsense on the head.
Okay, he come on high.
Huh?
High.
He said high, okay.
6'7".
High 6'7".
Like I know you.
Like I know you.
Just got out.
Just got out.
Shut up, not going to.
Shut up, not going to.
How to get stupid.
How to get stupid.
Like I know you.
I what?
Like I know you.
Like I know you.
I don't know what he's talking about. You're on the wrong channel.
Make nonsense to me. Makes nonsense to me. All right. See, I like the anonymous people because they too scared. You ain't got to worry about them busting the grape when they go anonymous. What you see now?
Well, he said his name Jeremiah Sam.
Jeremiah Sam.
The money to the student who will be in a knob forever.
Money to a student that be in the knob forever.
Whatever. Stop it.
If the truth be told,
Yes, sir.
we know dummies when we see them in here. Anyway, I wish the person a blessed new year. I trust that Allah is pleased with whatever good you got. That's what I would say. All you cranks, non-cranks, I trust that Allah, listen, I trust that Allah is pleased with your good. Because even the devil do some good. If you drop dead devil, you're doing some good. If you run away to the hospital, devil, you're doing some good. May Allah be pleased with your good. All right, we got 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes. I'm going to let the governor go back over the call and see if there's anybody else.
No, just that.
Just that, huh?
That's enough, I guess.
You know we our own worst enemy. I remember something my mama said a long, long time ago before she passed. May Allah be pleased with her good. We the only people that don't like seeing us move in the neighborhood. Y'all think the European don't like seeing the NBCA move in the neighborhood. The righteous don't like seeing the NBA move in the neighborhood because he's going to tear it up. Prophet said, "Oh, way more do the right thing, the sword at his back. Otherwise, he'll move in the neighborhood and tear it up." The prophet said, y'all would destroy the movement if it was possible. Now, that's cold-blooded. Our prophet said, y'all would tear up the movement if it was possible. So they're trying every evil scheme to go work against me. The prophet said that. Woo! Our prophet is a prophet. He wasn't a prophet. He is a prophet. This is our time. Until the next prophet comes. Anyway, may Allah be pleased with your good. Oh, somebody say something again?
Just hi.
They say hi, huh?
Whoever that.
Yeah. Tell him bye. You say hi, I say bye. It's 9:15, so we're going to close out. Y'all had 45 minutes to say something. Y'all didn't want to say nothing. Almost. Look at that music.
What is this that surrounds me? Allah's loving arms. What is this upholds me?